So the time has come. ChatGPT has finally unleashed Sora, unleashed their AI platform, their AI video only platform, much like the, well, I guess not really like, it's actually like the complete opposite. Well, kind of, in a sense. The AI only social media that I talked about a while back, where it was just like a social media platform and you're the only human and then everyone else on there is bots. This is somewhat like that, whereas everyone who's like making and interacting are human as far as we can believe, because of course, you know, a lot of the internet, like half at this point is bots, like half of the internet traffic is just robots talking about stuff. So I'd honestly be surprised if on something like Sora, a platform that I don't know if it has ads, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any, if there's any benefit to spamming this with bots, especially with like the type of content that's on here. I swear to God, the people who are going to be using this, the people who are going to be sitting here reading comments and like actually interacting with the content on this website are bots. Okay, they're just bots. I don't care if they're real or not. I don't care if they're human. They are a bot. Their brain's not really on. If you're just gonna sit here and scroll on an AI generated video platform and comment strictly on it, you're a bot. You're a bot. I don't care. It sucks too, because the success of this platform has led to the Sora videos getting everywhere. I am beyond sick and tired now of seeing these videos on my feed, and I'm even sicker and tireder of how often I see people like thinking that they're real. Oh my God, it blows my mind. There was a situation yesterday that was just god awful that I tweeted about, but honestly I don't feel like talking about it right now, so you can scroll out to my Twitter if you want to find it. Anyways, so my brothers have been on this platform and they've been sending me videos. Essentially, I haven't set it up. I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to look at the videos that they make and then go on with my day. And any of the rest of my interaction with Sora is going to be this video till it's done. And then anytime they show up on my TikTok or my Twitter feed, and that'll be the extent. Until this gets irreparably integrated into something else, I don't see myself coming back here to use it really. But from what I've been told, is what the app had you do was like hold up your phone to record your face and like move it around a little bit so they can get a good scan, and then say a couple numbers, and then that builds a model of yourself. And so, okay, well, you see, I'm gonna cut for a second. Look at my screen. All right, as I was talking, the web page crashed. I've been using the desktop application or the desktop site because I just don't feel like downloading the app. As we're gonna go through this video, you're going to see how god awful this website is. I swear to God, it's gonna happen. It is horrible. The website actually sucks. It genuinely sucks, and I don't know why it's that bad. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. I really strongly dislike seeing these AI generated videos of my brothers. It feels so weird and out of place to see them doing something that they would not do, and they're the ones making it. It just feels so weird. Like the way they act, it's like they feel like skinwalkers. They feel like skinwalkers. They look just like them, except there's just like uncanny differences, and they act somewhat like them until they don't, and then they just become something else in the body of my younger brothers. I don't like watching it. I'm going to be so honest. And I don't like seeing all this stuff now showing up on my feeds. I wish there was just a way to block it all out. Can I just block Sora from any of my feeds? I don't care who's posting it. If it has the watermark, don't show it to me. I think I'd pay for that. I'd honestly pay for that feature. I'd pay for that. Now we'll see what happens to it. I'm not super well versed on what exactly is going on right now, but what I do know was this Friday they made a change on what kind of stuff could be generated, because as all of these AI models are now, it's just like steal as much as we possibly can, build a model and ship it, and any company who can do something about it, if they do, that'll just be like a drop in the bucket of our revenue. It is a fine. It is the cost of business. We'll pay it. We'll move on. Meanwhile, they still retained all the information they got, all the data that they built. And so what was going on originally on the Sora platform was, if you are the owner of copyrighted material, you have to go to Sora and opt out of giving them permission to use that material, which this Friday, Thankfully, which I think is a much better move, you have to opt into allowing them to generate your content. Also, I misspoke back. I said use, I meant generate. It doesn't matter if they're going to make content that is exactly yours. For example, I've seen a lot of Pokemon or SpongeBob stuff, right? It doesn't matter if they're not going to make it. They've trained off of your data, and they can make something really, really similar. They can make something derivative of it using exactly what you did. It's just the whole landscape of stealing content and then just like dumping it out there and not having to worry about copyright for the most part. It's so, I just don't like it very much. And honestly, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. But what I was gonna mention with this whole rant that I don't think I did yet is that Sora changed their model from an opt-out to an opt-in. And so now you have to say, hey, yes, you are fine to use my content, which I think makes it really, really easy for all of the companies who care about IP to just, no, we're not going to. Don't care. Like 100%. Disney, Nintendo, I'm more than willing to bet like Nickelodeon because I've been seeing SpongeBob stuff as well. Just like every major company with characters that people would want to make pretty simply are probably just going to opt out. I remember sawing some South Park videos for a while back. I'm actually curious. Hold on, let me go to Sora and see how long. Hello. And see how long it'll take me to scroll before I see a recognizable character that isn't, for example, Bob Ross. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yeah, so I think this is just about the extent of it. I mean, I can't scroll down anymore because the website genuinely sucks. Oh, there we go. We have a couple more loaded. But if we take a look, it's like a ton of like Sam Altman, Carter PC, oh, that's more, is that more Sam Altman? Yeah, Bob Ross, and then just like other, I saw iJustine, there's some Stephen Hawking, there's some MLK. It's generally, oh, well there's Dora. Interesting. I wonder if this one falls under exactly what I was saying earlier, whenever it came to the derivative of the thing and not the exact, because this is not Dora. This is not Dora. It's got a different hairstyle, a different sidekick. I think the backpack and clothes are different colors. I don't know. I'm not gonna fact check that. It's been a very, very long time since I looked it up. But it is Sora the Explorer, not Explorer. Sora the Explorer. So I think this is why this one shows up and not other stuff. But as I was saying, you can scroll through, and as far as I'm aware, none of this is really copyrighted content. Like all of it just is just thing. A lot of it is just people's faces doing things, and now we've reached how far up we can scroll. So very clearly they have helped get rid of, or not helped, but they have done a really good job of expelling like copyrighted content from their platform. On a platform like this, you should be seeing a lot of copyrighted content. Let me go to an AI generated image website and see. I don't remember the name. Let me find one. Okay, maybe I actually need to correct myself. I have been searching, and I actually might be just proven completely wrong now. Is it just like the norm now to not have, like, just not host copyrighted content? Oh, okay. Well, here's what. Okay, I found a website. Jesus Christ, this took me so long where I could search. And because like also on these websites, it's really hard to, like, a lot of AI generation websites, you can't like search for user created content like this, for example. On Sora, I just, like, if I want to, let's say for example, I want to search Pokemon, you only get users with Pokemon in the name. You can't exactly search for Pokemon content. Now I'm curious, when was this made? I want to know when this was made, because this just is Pokemon. All right, fun fact, everyone. I have lost the ability to interact with the website. Oh, there we go. I got to click in. Oh, and now no more clicks. Look, I'm clicking. My mouse is on. I can't go anywhere. Oh, there we go. We got to the homepage. Bless. Well, anyways, I think we can go ahead and disregard everything I've said. I was fairly certain that this wasn't something that could happen, but I guess it is. I guess maybe after the change, they decided they weren't going to go back and remove anything that was prompted like with illegal prompts, or maybe like just store those in a separate database, just kind of off to the side, where it's like, hey, if we can or can't use this, depends on whether or not our users can or can't see this content. Because I can more than guarantee to you that Nintendo did not opt in to be able to have their content be used, and this very clearly is their content used. I'm going to backtrack quite a bit now, because none of this is really like super important in the grand scheme of things, okay? Because this still, like, my main gripes are that it's too real and it's too easy to see and it's too easy to spread. It's just I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. AI generated video, in my opinion, is probably, I want to say, one of the worst things that we can come out with AI, because, like, okay, well, the website just crashed again. AI generated text is cool, but text, you know, you can very easily lie in text. So you make an image. Okay, well, an image is cool, but Photoshop has been around for a long time. You can, it's not as easy. It's really not as easy. It takes some skill that a lot of people don't have to lie through an image. So now, okay, that one's a lot better of proof, but the best proof that we've had for a long time is video. It's really hard to lie with video and get away with it. And unfortunately, the last bastion of truth, just like a video evidence, has now been tainted and will be tainted for all and forever. There's no going back from this. There's no going back for this. I am of the personal belief that there should be no video generation software or program that should be available to the public, or just made, period. Because even if that's the case, where there is like maybe it's just reserved for military purposes for whatever reason, because generally that's what a lot of this kind of technology, or not like this kind, just like big technology, like really important futuristic technology in general, is kind of like relegated to the military for a long time until it's given to the public. That's the reason I bring it up. But then if that's the case, like if like a government has control of this technology and still there's any video that exists that like says something that a group of people doesn't like, that group of people will always be able to claim this is some kind of like conspiracy theory well, they wouldn't claim it to be a conspiracy theory. They would make a conspiracy around it, claiming that it's like government propaganda or something to make them believe one way or the other from any government that they don't like, if I'm going to be honest. Like that, I would not believe that is not a thing that would happen. My brain's not getting the right words out. Hello, it's a little bit later. We're in editor mode. I'm nice. I'm leaned back. I've got my candy corn that I'm snacking on while I'm eating. I forgot to mention that one of the things that I was going to bring up was that, like, whenever I pulled up the AI generated videos of Martin Luther or oh god, what was his name, Bob Ross, I find it really interesting because now companies are having to opt in to having their IP like on Sora. I find it really interesting the fact that these people who are no longer alive are on Sora. Think about it for a second. This is an AI generated social media that I would assume the purpose is to create something of yourself doing stuff in this AI generated social media landscape, right? I would assume that an AI generated social media should work like a regular social media, where it's like a social media, like you are collaborating with people around you, or, you know, like putting yourself out to people around you. I find it really weird that they are hosting dead people on there, right? How is Martin Luther King Jr. going to opt in to having his likeness on this website? I don't understand how that falls into play, and I don't think it should fall into play. A service like this should not be able to regenerate the likeness of dead people. It just shouldn't. Or people who didn't opt in prior to their death. I think that would be more reasonable. So yeah, I think that bit's like a little bit insane. Why is that? How does that work? Why does that work? That shouldn't work. I just don't agree with that. Oh yeah, just another like AI thing that's come out that's like, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of all this AI nonsense that keeps coming out. And it just like, it makes it harder for me to know things. I'm going on another tangent. I just watched a Kurzgesagt video about how AI is, well, the video said like AI is killing our channel or something about that, where it's the result of AI becoming so popular and so widespread and so easy to mass produce and pump out AI generated content. But one of the things that they touched on was like the cannibalization of AI itself, which I think is it has been so funny when it comes to AI generated images, because it's so easy to tell in so many circumstances when something is AI because it's yellow for some reason. I'm not going to look into why that happened. I'm not going to look into how that happened. Frankly, I don't care. I'm just going to find it funny that AI generated images I've seen a lot of it from ChatGPT, whatever the images are generated from ChatGPT, but I don't know if it has to do with the model. Some people in my architecture studio have been using Copilot to AI generate some images because apparently we have it for free or something. And the yellowing is in there too. Don't know how it got there, but it was evident enough. They showed me a list of photos and I recognized that one of them was more yellow than the others. And I said, is that AI? And they're like, yep, that actually was the only AI image here. So interestingly, just the cannibalization of itself to make, like, it just makes its own content worse. And this is now spreading to all kinds of other stuff, like what I can assume happening with these Sora videos, right? Is what has been happening down the line. An image is generated and then it's used in another model, which generates an image, which is used in a model, blah, 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 all the way down the line. Text, there is some AI generated text that is created and uploaded to, because there's like thousands of AI generated news websites where they're AI generating news and then letting that out using the database that the AI has been trained on, which may or may not spout true information, right? If you go to ChatGPT and ask it for facts and sources, it in most cases won't give you correct facts and sources, and those are being put in news articles, which are then being sourced for the learning model, for the model to learn off of, and then make new articles. It's just a constant loop of false information, which are then used in videos, AI generated videos, where you have like the fake voice just spouting facts that were generated on ChatGPT, which then you're going to get a transcript of, which then gets fed back into the model. And now these Sora videos, there's something, and then we're going to have like a model that is made to look at these and then dictate them, or like convert them to text so that people who can't see can like engage with them, so that like it gives you the video and then it dictates the whole thing to you so you can like listen to what's going on in the video. Honestly, that's going to be so underwhelming to a blind person. Now that I think about it, AI generated video has got to be so underwhelming to blind people, because it will be no different from from like just the text models that we've had this whole time. Anyways, yeah, as the videos get better, we're going to need better AI video detection services to like detect what's AI and what's not, so that doesn't get fed back into the models to just produce just more nonsense again. Anyways, I just felt like rambling at the end of the video. I'm done talking. Bye.